Okay, so for MD4, lesson 1, all of MD4 is about line plots. And so lesson 1, we are working on making a line plot, and you're showing measurements. And when we say measurements, you're also just organizing information. And for these particular line plots in 4th grade, you need to be able to do it with fractions, okay? So a line plot can be used to display or show data related to measurements, including those with fractions. So we really love line plots because it's a really good way to show information visually. People love to, our brains organize things by the way that we see them, right? So it's a really fun way to show it and help us understand our data better. Okay, so let's look at this first one. So the students in Miss Johnson's class measured their heights. So you can see over here is their height to the nearest quarter of a foot. So that means like if it was less than a quarter, they rounded up or down. So that's why it's the nearest, okay? They organized the data using a tally chart. So you can see like if they were 4 feet, they have these tallies. And we're gonna use their tally chart to create a line plot. So when we look here, remember tables, you use this. This is the title for this section, okay? And then this is the title for this section, okay? So their height in feet, you can see this is our line plot. So a line plot is a number line. It has a beginning and an end, so you can see there's no arrows. And it shows for this one, the 4 feet, 4 1/4 feet. And then right here, it kind of looks like it could go to the next one. But this is the title. So it's heights of students in feet. Okay, so you can look down below to see what the line plot is showing. Okay, so we've got 4, 4 1/4, 4 1/2, 4 3/4. So what we're going to do is we look at the 4 and this is how many students. So if they are 4 feet, there was 4 of them. So we'll come over to the 4 and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 1/4. There is 5 students, right? So, or no, 6, sorry, 5, 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 1/2, there are 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students. And then 4 3/4, there is 3 students. So each X is 1 student. And here is, so if I was to say how many students were 4 1/2, you could come over here, you could count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? All right, so now we're gonna go to our next line plot. So again, we have the problem, we have our numbers, and then we have our number line. Okay, you can see again, it is a number line, but it doesn't, oops, sorry. It is a number line, but it is not, it does have an end, right? Because there's no arrows. So Gabe likes to collect bugs and he records their measurements in his journal. Use this frequency table to make a line plot of the measurements. So this is a frequency table and all that means it's got the title, okay, right here. And then each time he saw a bug, he wrote the measurement. Frequency means how often he saw it. So each of these is 1 time. So what we're gonna do, so okay, so this first one, 1 2/4. So I'm gonna put an X on that one, and I'm gonna go to 1 2/4, and I'll put an X. 1 2/4. Cross it out and place it. The reason I'm crossing them out here is because I want to make sure that I don't put them like more times because that would be an inaccurate representation of my data. Okay, 3/4. So now I go to my 3/4, put an X. 3/4, put an X. 1 whole, and it's 1 whole inch, right? Because that's our title, inches, inches. 1, 2 1/4, go right here. Okay, 1 1/4, here. 1 1/4, here. 3/4 of an inch, back over here. 1 2/4, right there. 1/4 over there, and then 3/4 here, okay? So you see how, looking at this, it's kind of hard to tell, like, which one did he see a lot of? Which one did he not see a lot of? but this organizes it and it makes it really visual. It makes it very obvious which he saw the most of, which did he not see any of. You can also notice like a lot of them were between 3/4 and 1 2/4. So line plots just give us a visual way of looking at our data, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. So this one, if we look at it, is pencil lengths in inches. Again, it's a line. It does end because it has no arrows. So let's read our story. The students in Mr. Rice's class measured the lengths of their pencils to the nearest 1/2 inch. Okay, remember nearest means they rounded, okay? They organized the data using a tally chart. Use the tally chart to create a line plot. So let's start with 5 inches. So that's right here, and we're gonna see that there are 5 pencils. So I'm just gonna put a little check mark to tell myself that I already did 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this time we're talking about the length of the pencils. So each X would be how many pencils. So you've got 5 pencils that were 5 inches. 5 1/2, we've got 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. For 6, we've got 4, 5. So we're gonna go to the 6 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6 1/2, we have 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then for 7, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all right. So for books read, we're gonna go down here. It says Hannah and her classmates tracked the number of books they each read last month to the nearest 1/2 book. So again, if you see nearest, that just means they're rounding. They organized the data using a frequency table. So remember, frequency is how often, and each time they see something, or how much you're seeing something. So each time they're seeing something, they're just writing it down. And then they put the title of books read, and then we will organize it in the line plot. So it says use the frequency table to create a line plot. So 8 1/2, I'm gonna cross it out, and then I'll put it here. If we have, this one is 11. So 11 is 10 plus, because we don't have an 11. So 10 plus means 10 or more. So anything more than 10 will go on and equal to 10. So it's like a greater than or equal to. Anything 10 or greater will go here, okay? We've got a 9, 9 1/2, 12. Oh, 12 would go on 10 plus because it's greater than 10. Another 12, so it's gonna go on 10 plus. 9, so we'll go back to 9, 8 1/2, 8 1/2, 8 here, 9, 8, 8 1/2, 9, 11, oh, that's a 10 and up, 8 1/2, 9, 10. So 10 would go on 10 and up because it's 10 and up. So 10 and anything greater. 8 would go here, and then 8 1/2 would go there. Okay, so again, your title is here, and then every X is one of the books read, unless your chart tells you different. So sometimes it'll say each X equals 2, but none of ours said that. They all just said each X. They didn't tell us, so that means they're just 1. Okay, so that's how you make a line plot.